Anubis?
The hell's an Anubis? I'm David Grimm.
Like that means anything. Anyways, I heard you were reviewing the Hyperdimension Neptunia anime, and I wanted to do a co-op with you.
Why would I do a co-op with a stranger?
Because I'm PCUSpard, and I'm a fan of the series. There! We're not strangers anymore now, are we? Okay, I can see that you're annoyed, so I'll just take my leave before I get hit by that thing.
Wow, that was Russian anticlimactic. Why do I have this weird feeling of foreshadowing? So here we have another weird anime for me to look at. An anime based on an RPG series. Yeah, I've never played a Neptunia game prior to this review, so this will be my first experience with this property. So will this be another hit on their hands, or will they get a game over? Well, let's find out. Now, unlike other series based off an existing franchise, this anime isn't a summary arc of the games in question, but rather an original story. Thank God! After Sonic X's second season and the last couple summary films I had to look at, having an original story could prevent the pacing issues seen with the previously mentioned attempts, so that's good. Too bad this series doesn't have that issue fixed, because while the main plot is centered around the four goddesses becoming friends in Neptune, one of the four goddesses trying to gain shares and increase her kingdom, to help raise her kingdom's popularity and the like, this story's pacing is incredibly fast, and it feels like there's a lot missing here. On top of that, there are also instances where twists and surprises that should be shocking or emotional to the viewer didn't have as much of an impact as it should have, either because the pacing of the bond was too quick, the scenes in question were ones with the two at odds 90% of the time, i.e. the revelation that Yellowheart was Pesci, or the goodbye scene with Pesci/Plutia, because the time with them was short or just told to us instead of shown most of the time. The emotional impact on me isn't as big as it should have been, given the situation, and I didn't have much of a reaction to the events. And again, it's not like this was based off anything. They could have had as much time as they needed to tell this story. But in the end, they rushed these events to make way for stuff like a festival, or fighting one of the blandest villains I've seen in a while for the last two episodes of the series, or the penultimate episodes if you count the OVA as episode 13. Alright, outside of the pacing issue, how's the story overall? Well, not that interesting. It certainly existed and stuff did go down, but it wasn't all that interesting or memorable upon finishing the series. I suppose it is over the top as well, but that implies that the over the top nature was interesting, and for me it just wasn't at all. Hell, even the fight scenes weren't all that great. Seriously, this is like 2 shows in a row with bad fight scenes. What the fuck? Either the pacing/choreography is decent at best, or they basically do this. It is implied that I have been hit. It's really dumb, and for a series based on an RPG, I expected a lot better. Seriously, who animated this shit? David Productions? The guys who animated the 2012 JoJo series? I just... Okay, I'm good. Yeah, outside of the crappy fight scenes, though, I will just say that the art style and animation looks fine. Just gonna move on from that because I just can't comprehend that David Productions really fucked up the fight scenes here. Also, there's something that bugs the hell out of me, and that's the use of its sexual content. Now, as I said in the past, I don't have an issue with fan service in concept. It's the execution I have an issue with most of the time. Now, obviously, there are instances where fan service is not okay, but that's beside the point here. And this series is no exception to me. There were cases where the fan service was either out of place given the situation at hand, or they overdid it. It also doesn't help that the characters in question look really young. And no, I don't care if the characters are listed as ageless. Again, I don't have an issue with fan service in concept, but the way Hyperdimension Neptunia's anime handles it is something I'm not okay with. I guess I should talk about the characters, shouldn't I? Alright, well honestly, most of them are just okay. Not horrible, not great, just... okay. The four goddesses have basic personalities, quirks, and the like, but none of them really left much of an impression on me throughout the 12/13 episode run. While Neptune gets some development during the Pesci episodes, though it seems to be dropped after that, she came off as really annoying, really fast, and her sister was really bland despite giving her some development, which led to her getting access to the HDD powers. Blank and her siblings also barely left much of an impression on me despite being given a lot of screen time. Noir and her sister were really forgettable despite having some chemistry with Neptune in the early episodes, and Vert I only remember because she had some instances of the obnoxious fan service I just bitched about earlier. It's like, yeah, big tits. Fantastic. Now, if only you had something else to your character that wasn't stealing Chiaki Nanami's gamer talent. Okay, thanks. Oh, and the villains suck, too. barely memorable, most of them were flat as all hell, and none of them made me glad when they were defeated. Great, now I'm getting reminded of the flat and bland villains in Digimon Tri. Just lovely. The audio is also really forgettable, even the voice work is just okay, so I think I'm just gonna end it here. Overall, I do not recommend the Neptunia anime. While there may not be a summary of the games in question, story is bad, the pacing's bad, the characters aren't that great, the fight scenes suck, and even the music sucks. It may be pretty on the eyes sometimes, but frankly I don't think it's worth the 12-episode run. And while yes, this was likely made to get people to buy the source material, that does not mean there shouldn't be effort put into this. You know what else was also made to get people to buy the source material? Transformers, Digimon, hell even Thundercats could be seen as examples of this, and yet most of these had time and effort put into it to make the show good. Because if something is good, people will want more of it and by extension support the product. If I had loved this anime, I would gladly buy the games because I enjoy the product a lot and I want to see more of it, but because I didn't enjoy it, I'm less interested in buying it because my first experience with this product was negative. I expect better. Christ almighty, this is 2 products in a row that have really disappointed me. So you know what? Fuck it. I didn't want to cover this originally, so you know what? Next week, I'm covering A Silent Voice because it has to be better than this shit. God! Hey guys, David here, and thank you very much for watching today's video, and a very special thanks goes out to PCUSpard for his cameo lines in today's video. A link to his channel will be in the description, as well as in the end slates, and if you like this video, feel free to leave a like, drop a comment, or subscribe to the channel. And if you're also interested in supporting this channel, a link to my Patreon is also in the description, where for as little as $1, you can have your name included in the credits of these videos, as well as access to Patreon polls and the like, and behind-the-scenes information. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week for my video on A Silent Voice. See you then.